2 weeks ago, I had a bit of a meltdown. My business is broken. What is the flipping point? I was just in a bit of a mental health crisis. We were struggling financially, I was struggling mentally, and I was overworking myself. I had a bit of a crisis of control. And in the comments, a lot of people said to me, Jordan, you need to step back. You need to give more responsibility to other members of the team, focus on the bigger picture of the business. So today, that's what I'm trying to do. I've just done a site visit for a solar job that I think is a perfect opportunity for me to hand the reins over to the other guys and let them work their magic. I've just promoted Wayne to operations manager, so I'm going to get him to take the lead on this job, get Lee and the rest of the team to work their magic, get Dan involved in the project too as our estimator so that he can get his head around quoting for these solar jobs. And I am going to force myself to step back, stay in the office and let them do their thing. So let's see how they get on.
Wayne just gave us a proposition, Lee. He said if we
it's all live.
No, if we finish by Wednesday, we get £500 each extra.
By Wednesday?
Yeah.
Let's go.
See? There we go.
Right, so we got 5s there.
So we've just got here, and the first thing we'll do first is just try and get the orientation where the panels are going. And the first thing, we just try and find the centre of the roof. And coming up here, obviously, this is a semi-detached house, so they're joint on. There's no central point of the two houses. So we're just going to try and find the centre in between them. And here's where their gutter joins to the neighbours. So basically, that's where we mark the centre line and following these line of tiles. So from here, we're just going to find the central point of the roof, and then we've got the layout of where the panels will start. We
don't want to go higher than that, do we, really?
Higher than what?
That, what did Jordan call it? Protrusion.
Protrusion.
I took a picture of the panels.
How wide are they roughly?
They're 176 tall and 1134 wide.
1134, right, that's one.
176, damn, what's quick maths, what's 176 twice? 176
times 2. 352. Get in.
That's 352.
You're gonna have to, so you want the bottom to be here, you don't want to go any lower.
Yeah, but it's going to have to drop because the panel's going to hit that. So top of the panel, along there. And we'll just have to cut the solar skirt around that. So just under this, poking out of this tile, and just poking out of this tile. Oh my God, this needs a whole scrape, doesn't it? I reckon we'll be able to knock up all the tiles we want if we start with one row, then go up, go up, go up. We could probably take them all out, mark them, grind them, screw the hooks down, and then jump onto the other side.
Oh.
Just see their Christmas tree in the lot. Is that, do you know how many you're allowed for, Wayne? 28, didn't you?
20, no, it wasn't, it was 40 total.
Oh yeah, so that's 5 per.
That's fine, perfect.
We can get this first row drilled down. The rail's going to be here, so we know basically on this tile, so we can pick this one up. So yeah, the next one would be like 500 or 250.
Right next to it, yeah.
Basically, we're trying to mark out where we're going to be putting our hooks. There was only planned to have 7 panels up here, because if our panel finishes here, we'd have to lose one to go round the boiler flue. But what we've worked out, if we drop it slightly and bring the top of the panel to here, we can actually fit all 8 in. So we're just seeing what we think's best, and then we're going to just get all our tiles up where we're going to put our hooks. Once we've made a final decision, we can mount all them, and then we can start grinding out the back of the tiles, get it back weather tight, and get our rail on.
It's so much easier when you take this moss off.
Oh.
Oh.
What?
Where'd that come from?
Scaffolders?
Oh! I mean, you could have just done that yourself, mate.
Yeah, but you're on site. And then once these are all in place, then you just hook your rail on and tighten that up.
Cool.
I probably want to drop that down a little bit, actually.
Okay, so every single tile we seem to be working on at the moment is all different. These are quite similar, I think, to the last one you saw, where we was marking out and then cutting out basically a groove. But because of these, they've got quite a big lip here that you can see. We've actually tried it with one and it actually sits really nicely. So if we just cut out this lip and maybe a bit of the side, then yeah, the tile goes straight over the bracket and we don't actually have to cut out any of the centre of the tile. So it's working in our favours, but yeah, it should speed it up a little bit.
Right, so we've got this deck type flashing. This is where our cables are going to come out from the loft. So basically, we're going to stick this somewhere around here under the first panel. We'll do the same the other side because we're going to run down the side of the house this side. So there's no point sticking them over there. Keep the cable run short as possible. So we'll look in the loft, see where we can get it, and we'll get both of these mounted.
It's alright to get up into your loft? Yes. Yeah? So I've come up to check in the loft to see if it's alright space-wise, see if there's nothing blocking where we're hoping to come through for the deck tight like flashing to bring the DC cables up and down. So looks alright to me. The guy was a bit worried about space because he's all got this stuff, but we've been in worse lofts to be honest, and it's quite spacious, so the less.
So centre is 5 metres and 53 divided by 2. 2.5 metres, 2.75.
Underneath the first panel on this array, I found where the fold in the felt is. Ruben can get underneath in the loft and there's somewhere nice we can put a couple of DC isolators. What I've done, cut a little square in the tile, that will sit back down there. This flashing will then sit over the top of that. This long side will sit under these tiles, and then this is going to sit over the top of this tile, so that's still watertight. Cut a couple of nipples off, our cable will come out of there, that's all watertight, and then the panel is going to sit over the top of that as well. So Ruben's just marking the 2 strings, positive and negative. I'll push that through the felt, and then it's just repeat on the other side, but it's just a nicer way of doing it than just bringing it out under the tile and it rubbing, or throwing a bit of oval conduit or something like that. Can Ruben introduce Magnum Dan to the channel? And just trim it down a bit. So this is negative, so we're going to put a male end on because it's going to be plugging into the female of the panel, which will be the negative. Where's that drone with that cheeseburger?
So while the guys are making a racket up there, I'm going into the loft to stick in these DC isolators. Because the panels aren't optimised, as soon as they're getting plugged in, there's going to be X amount of voltage and wattage coming through. Even though there's no load, it's just best to be safe. So we need to put these in. So right now I'm just prepping them so that I don't have to bring everything up into the loft. I can just do what I can down here, and then it will just be terminating up there. So as you can see in these isolators, they've got a link across like the 4 terminals, so that you would put in, say, 1 string here, it would go into the isolator and back out, so that it's getting broken twice. Because there's so much voltage and wattage coming through this, it's better to have it break in 2 places so that it doesn't arc and spark everywhere. But it's obviously worst case scenario, but it's just better that way. I suppose just stick it on this. Woo! You hear that? Someone's sneezing like an elephant out there. Dan hasn't ordered me a coffee yet. Liberties. It is roasting in here though.
Ruben?
Yeah?
You right?
Yeah, I'm just coming down now.
Alright, cool. Just checking on you. Right, both sides of the roof are done now, as in hooks. They're all on, the tiles are grounded round. You've got the cable entries either side, all finished. and the cables have got the MC4 plugs on. As usual, we're just waiting for a delivery that's not turned up yet. As soon as that comes, that's all the rail. All that can get put on, and then we're ready for tomorrow. We can get the panels up, start laying them down. Ruben's already put the DC isolators in the loft, so it's all safe. We can plug them in. Someone can be putting a solar skirt around, and it's just a case of getting the cables back to the garage. Whoever is going to stack the Libby and can do all the trunking and stuff. It's sort of being held up a little bit, but as soon as it comes, it'll all start to come together.
So I'm here in the office still. I have no idea how they're getting on. So let me know in the comments, guys, how they're doing. Are they doing a good job? But I just wanted to take this opportunity to give a shout out to our amazing Chocolate Hobnobs for Life channel members. Theo Lawless Hughes and Max Singer have recently signed up as Chocolate Hobnobs for Life members, which means they give us a massive amount of support here at Artisan. We really appreciate you. Thank you. And if you're interested in becoming a channel member, you can click the join button down below. You get access to loads of behind the scenes content, like my weekly vlog, which usually only goes out to channel members, and you get early access to most of our videos, as well as some additional things like members only giveaways that we do each month. But either way, thanks for watching, and thanks to all of our channel members.
Alright, morning all, day 2. Just got to site, nice little coffee, so just wait for the other lads. Funny enough, I did try to update you while I was driving, ended up taking a photo instead of a video. So yeah, yesterday went really well. We just got massively let down by deliveries. All the roof hooks on both sides of the house are on, but the rail and the panels just never turned up, which is a bit disappointing really. Fingers crossed if they come early today, we'll just get all the rail on both sides, all the panels will be on solar skirt, and then that's all the roof work's done. So we'll see how it goes. I'll give you a little update in a bit. So yesterday Dan dug in an earth pit. We'll go show you it. Ruben's just connecting it up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a reading from everyone, what they think it's gonna be, and Ruben's gonna measure it. And whoever's the furthest away is buying the coffees at break time.
But if I'm losing the bet when I measure it, then I'm just going to say it's something different.
Yeah. So
no
cheating.
So that's the earth, runs down there, comes through. So he's just got to connect it to the rod there. So I'm saying 60 ohms. What's Luke saying?
I'm going to go 76.
76.
I'd already said 75.
Oh,
but
they're close. Are you check? You
Test it already, I feel.
No, it's not connected.
Oh, no, I haven't connected.
You got
76.
I said 60.
So you're going to say 75. So anything over, I win.
Oh,
That's fine.
that's close.
69.
Okay, Dan's gone classic 69. So we'll get Ruben to connect it up, and then we'll do a live viewing of the reading. So watch out. If it's wrong, I'm adding that extra resistance on that bit of cable.
That's not so.
Wait, 6?
Pretty decent.
Who gets highest then?
I'm lowest.
6 ohms.
Oh, Luke's the highest.
No way, is that 6 ohms?
Really? Wow.
We'll wait till it's all connected. There's no way it's that low.
We'll do it again with the cable.
Do you want a recap?
At the moment,
Oh, Luke's a bit salty.
Luke's on the coffee.
That's the best earth ever. We might as well just disconnect them from the PME.
So basically, the panels and the rails have just arrived. Rexel. We ordered them with Rexel, but for some reason they sent out 4 different vans to deliver 4 different things. One van only had 1 box on it on the entire van. So yeah, that's what was holding us back really. We just stopped for a quick coffee while I was waiting, but they've arrived. So yeah, we'll get cracking on, I suppose.
Gave the tiles a nice brush of all the moss. This side's all nice and clean now. Walk over. See, this side still needs finishing, but you see the amount we're getting up, it's pretty bad. I think we'll do this side first, and then we'll cut the rails down to size and use the offcuts on this side. Should be good. Where are we at, Dan?
Hello, we're at clearing the roof of moss because that's the Artisan way.
So we've got 6 panels on this side. We're leaving them 2 for the moment because our hoist's on that side. So what we're going to do, clear all this side, get the rail down here, and then what we can do is carry the panels up to the scaffold here, carry them up and over because it's a low pitch, stack them over there ready, and then we can get them 2 last panels on, cut the rail down, and then the excess rail can go down this side, and then the panels will be here ready to go on.
What? Go away. I'm hungry. There's my update. I want food.
Dan's called lunch.
I said I'd buy lunch. You don't want to.
Okay. Someone's hungry. Alright, so just back off lunch, finishing the last little bits of rail. Did have to change a tile down here.
Let's do 3 on that.
Because this one snapped when we was walking the panels over. Someone had actually siliconed the whole tile together, so luckily we had a few spares. Changed a couple on this one actually, there a few cracked on here, but yeah, looks like it's going to rain, but it's holding off for the moment, just spitting a bit. So me and Luke are up here, we're going to get these 8 panels on. We'll have to stick solar skirt all around this, but it's going together quite nice, so we'll catch up in a bit. Alright, you'll have to mind my sweaty face up in this loft. It's quite hot, but just come up to see how Ruben's done. So he's put the 2 isolators on. I'm going to call him out though, because all the cable was left hanging, not clipped up. There's cable still up here. I'll go let him know just next time, just clear his mess up. Take the covers off because all the panels are up. Just check inside, so you see he's marked up the positive and negative and put ferrules on. Luckily you got the TIS that does the DC voltage. Should be seeing about 400 volts. So you can see 380 volts.
Can you see those rods?
And there's Luke.
Can you see the rods?
No, you poke some through. Oh yeah, there they are.
Oh, sick.
So Luke's poked some rods through. Basically we need to get 4 cables from the garage up through the soffit, and then we'll clip along this beam and we can come into the 2 isolators. Give you guys a little update. So all the roof work's done now. Got 8 panels on the front of the house, solar skirt all the way around. Nice sunny day. It was raining last night, so it's nice to be finishing it off in the sun. Not used this yet. It's the kind of like the chimney sort of solar skirt, so just lets the air flow through the top, because I think quite a few people moaned that putting it on obviously traps the heat, even though you got all them gaps in between the panels and you still got all this edge underneath where air can escape. So not sure how much of a difference it actually makes, but we've stuck it on anyway. What we've done, just lifted the tile at the bottom by the gutter. That rod goes all the way through, and the 2 isolators are on the wall in the middle of the loft. Gonna get some conduit down the wall. Got to do a set over the AC pipes that have been installed last week.
So Lee's brought me over to site. The job is done. I've managed to stay back, and I'm really intrigued to see how they've got on and what the install looks like. So Lee's going to give me a quick tour. So here we are. Lee, show me what you've done.
Well, I didn't do any of this. This was all Dan and Ruben. Can't be more pleased. Like, there's a few little things we had to change, but other than that, it's nice and neat and all working, so that's the main thing.
Yeah, it looks really beautiful, as always. I wouldn't expect anything less. So tell us about the system. What size system have we got, and how does it all work?
So there's 2 strings. You got 1 on each side of the house. I think it's like an east-west. If both strings were sort of combined into one, you'd need some sort of optimization, because you got the different shading and different times of day. So that's where each one's just a separate string, which works out well, can connect straight up into this. And then we've got 10 kilowatts of battery, and we've got a nice sort of space over here. So if he ever wants to add another 5 or 10 kilowatts, it's just a case of mounting them ready and then getting a new 20 kilowatt battery pack lead set, and that will reconnect them all up. And then yeah, we've got 2 DC isolators, 1 for each string, nicely labelled up, so it's just easy for anyone in the future if they're doing any fault finding. and then we've also put 2 in the loft, and that was more for ease of when we installed them. We can bring the strings straight from the loft, put them away in some isolators, and then we can start mounting panels, because as soon as these panels are connected, you're going to be getting the full voltage. So where they're not optimized, it's just nice to get them safe into an isolator. And then over here we've got our surge protection device for each string, and then we've got a generation meter, AC isolator, which obviously feeds the inverter. And then here we've got an EPS, which is an emergency power supply, and that comes straight off of the Libby. And we've just got a couple of sockets. So these 2 sockets over here, they'll work all the time as normal, but if the whole house loses power, these will then turn on and be fed from the battery. But we have had to put an earth rod in, so if there's a pen fault or any sort of issue with the grid when the power's lost, these have still got an earth. So this is the board that's existing in the garage. So what we've done is we've come down with some Copex and put the earth rod on the other side, and I've just stuck a label on here. So anyone in the future, do not disconnect the earth rod, because they might see that it's already got an earth from the feed that feeds this board, but it's also got an earth rod, and they might be like, oh, why is that here, just disconnect it. So it's just nice to note anyone working on it not to take that out. So on the other side of the garage in the garden, Dan's dug in an earth pit. He sprung the Copex down. He didn't want to drill down from inside and go through the damp core, so he's brung it out a bit higher and just taken the Copex down and into this, and that actually turned out to be a nice low reading, which is good. And then the 2 strings, they come round the garage, out in some Copex, under this little paving slabs, and then up in some conduit into the loft where they go into the other isolators.
I like your bubble set there. It's a nice neat set.
That took us about 4 attempts, I'm not going to lie. We only got given 2 bits of conduit, and Luke had to go get some more.
Oh no.
Because we weren't expecting the... well, no, we kept running out of spring. We'd do the bend, and then when we'd done the others, it would just kink because the spring had been gone, but...
Oh, well, you got there in the end.
Managed to get it, yeah.
Looks good.
Up here we've got, this is the back array, 8 panels. Got our solar skirt round, and then we've got use like the chimney skirt on the top, which has got holes in to let the air escape and flow.
So this is 1 string.
Yep.
And then the other side
exactly
is
the same
string,
on the
basically.
other side.
And you got 2 DC isolators in the loft.
Yeah, so just ease of maintenance. If anyone did need to do anything up here, they might not want to access the garage, they can just easily turn them off directly below in the loft. But it was more for us installing them so we could get all the panels on before the garage work was done. They were safely isolated.
And I heard there was a little last minute change on the other side.
Yeah, I'll show you around there now. So on the front array, this boiler flue comes out, and in the design stages it was showing that it might have been more in the way, so there was only going to be 7. This panel wasn't going to be here, but on the first day was measuring out, and we thought, you know what, I think if we just lower it a little bit, so I think originally it was going to be here, and it seemed a waste to just have a massive gap, so we measured it slightly lower, butted up to this, and it works out we could fit 8 panels, so we ordered another one, and it's just a bit nicer finish. We've got 2 identical strings now, and plus that's the front of the house, so it's what everyone sees. Yeah, managed to make it work, so pretty happy with that.
Looks beautiful. So it's Friday morning today, and this is already done. They finished this yesterday at lunchtime, and we had kind of blocked out the whole week for it. So you guys have pretty much finished a day early, which is awesome. I think that's the first one that we've had where we kind of finished ahead of schedule. What do you think went well, and what were the challenges, if any?
The massive thing that sped us up is the roof tiles. They were probably the easiest ones we've worked on, so they didn't need a lot of grinding out, literally just a small amount to get the hooks over the top, well, get the tile over the top of the hook, and that sped us up massively because we managed to get all the hooks and rails on in a day. Things that slowed us down was just waiting on materials all the time. I think we're putting in something that's supposed to be green, and I think one company sent 4 vans out within 5 minutes to deliver like a little box each or something. But yeah, I think going forward, if we can streamline it, that everything's here ready for us, we could have brung this in another day early maybe.
Well, I am so proud of the team. Honestly, I was a bit nervous of just stepping back. I am a bit of a control freak, But you know what, it just teaches me that we have got such an amazing team, and I'm proud of every single member of the team, that they just worked together, they got it done. I didn't hear anything from them. Wayne was on it with dealing with any issues that they had on site, getting materials sorted out, etc. And the whole team just worked together to smash it out, and they've done it ahead of schedule. Amazing quality install. And it just teaches me that you were right, guys. I do need to just step back a bit, and the team is built now. They can handle it without me. So I'm really proud of everything that we've built, and I'm super happy with how it's all gone. And we're going to go to Tahiti now and sit on a beach for a few weeks. Now, if you'd like an install like this, there's a pinned comment below where you can get a quote from us. We are based in Cambridge, and we cover about an hour radius, but we do have partners throughout the country who we team up with sometimes to do installs a little bit further away too. And if you'd like to watch more solar installs, we've got a really interesting one. Click here to watch us installing solar panels on a tennis court, and click here to watch us installing a massive commercial solar install.